I had a strange little moment at the grocery store recently. A woman came up to me, said she was a big fan, that she watches all my videos. I started to thank her, but then she laughingly added, even though I'm a Trump supporter. I paused, but y'all know me. I couldn't help myself. I said, I don't mean to be rude, but do you think I'm a liar? She was visibly confused, so I continued. If you watch my videos and still support Trump, then either you think I'm lying or you believe me and you're okay with everything he's doing. She got uncomfortable, said that she just thought I was really funny and clever. She's not wrong. But it was awkward and she kind of excused herself and I let her go. But this moment has stayed with me. It felt like a full circle moment and it reminded me of why I ever started making videos in the first place. My very first tea time video, 5 minutes of hot tea, was born out of frustration because people from my hometown kept approaching me at the grocery store or messaging me online with the same worn out garbage. I'm voting for Trump, but it's nothing personal. I don't hate gay people. I heard it so many times I finally got sick of it and spoke out. That video went viral and it launched everything that I'm doing today, but here's the part that really stings. The only thing that's changed is the audience. Back then, it was people from my hometown telling me that they loved me but were voting against me. Now it's fans, people who say they admire my work, that they love what I do right before proudly voting for the very policies and people that endanger people like me. And I said it in that first video and I'll say it again. This is not a political disagreement, as Trump supporters love to put it. This is a moral divide. I can respect political differences, tax bracket, zoning laws, infrastructure timeline, sure, that's politics. But human rights, that's not up for debate. That's moral. And morality that only survives in theory but folds under pressure was never morality at all. And if your sense of justice dissolves the moment it threatens your dinner party invites or dares to make Thanksgiving awkward, then I'm afraid you never stood for anything at all. You don't get to say you love someone while actively voting against their rights, safety, and dignity. You don't get to say it's not personal when it's literally fucking personal. You don't get to support cruelty and then compliment the person that it's designed to harm. I grew up Southern Baptist, so I know what it means to believe in something with your whole heart, but I also know what it means to outgrow things you were taught. I don't have brown skin or a uterus. I wasn't born in the wrong body, but when I see immigrants brutalized, women dehumanized, trans lives endangered, and black and brown communities targeted, I don't brush it off just because it's not about me. I cry. I get angry. I stay up at night because my heart will not let me look away. That's called empathy. That's called compassion. And I didn't need a Bible or a church to find those things. You know, people don't always see my softness because they're so used to watching me read cruel, inhumane people for absolute filth. I'm sharp. I'm angry. I use my voice like a weapon because I've had to, because I'm defending the people like me being attacked. But don't mistake sharpness for absence of soul. I feel deeply. I love deeply. I don't perform that softness for applause. It's just who I am when I'm safe enough to be seen, when I'm not scanning the room for exits, threats, or being force fed someone's daddy's regurgitated opinion. Behind every punchline is a person who has survived enough to need armor. The painful irony, though, is that so many of the people who do claim those tools, church, scripture, sermons, are the same ones cheering for cruelty from the sidelines, or worse, staying silent, not necessarily because they're evil, but because they've convinced themselves it's not their problem. But it is your problem. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but history is very clear. If you wait until injustice knocks on your door, there may not be anyone left to answer it with you. Some people were outraged when I compared Trump to Hitler 5 years ago in that first video. They said I was being dramatic, but I stand by it because when cruelty becomes policy and propaganda becomes truth and not my problem becomes the national motto, we're not just flirting with authoritarianism. We're inviting it in and hosting it. Injustice never stops at someone else's doorstep. It starts with the marginalized and then it moves. And by the time it reaches your front door, it's too late. So, no. You don't get to clap for my courage while casting ballots that erase my existence. You don't get to repost my sass and ghost my safety. You don't get to call me brilliant while voting for bigotry. If you only love the version of me that entertains you, but not the one that challenges you, then it was never love. It was audience retention. Love shows up when it's hardest too, when it's inconvenient, when it might cost you relationships, comfort, or peace. So if your love needs me to shrink, to soften, to stay quiet while you shine, what you love isn't me. It's your own comfort dressed up in tolerance. Real love doesn't look away, it shows up. So either show up or step aside. I'd rather lose your applause than keep your shallow approval because I'm not here to be digestible. I'm here to be heard fully, loudly, and unapologetically, even if that means that you choke.